So just wanted to give a quick overview of the recent update to Omnisphere. Just updated to Omnisphere 2.1. So this is version 2 with the 2.1 update, makes it a bit snappier. I'm using Pro Tools 12.1, which is a nice update for Pro Tools. It's got record input monitoring now for the plain vanilla Pro Tools. Never used to have that. Used to get that with the HD and complete production toolkit, which used to have up to Pro Tools 10. Then it got removed in Pro Tools 11, and with this recent update they've brought that back. Not many updates to Pro Tools in the year since I've had it, I've got to admit, and some bits are questionable looking at it. Look at this, I'm using Windows 10. Look at this Windows 7 translucent bar, which is a bit weird, but nonetheless it's not eye candy. As I've said before, it's ear candy. So combined it works well. Anyway, using Omnisphere, the part of Omnisphere which really interested me was the sound match and the sound lock capabilities here. So I'm just going to randomly go through some sounds, pick out something, have a quick play, but see what this lock and sound match can do, because it really is quite powerful. And coming from Omnisphere 1, where it didn't have such a good browser, sort of it was still quite old, reminded me a little bit clunky like stylus. This is a great improvement. So just going to dive in there. You're going to see what I do. I've got nothing planned, so just have a listen to some of the sounds. So in theory, the sound match now should be able to go through the vast Omnisphere library and pick out a plucky sound similar to this that shares similar characteristics. So I'm going to click on sound match. Now these, top of the list is my pluck. So underneath pluck should be a sound near enough to it. Yeah, I can buy that. That's a reverb. Take that off. So yeah, I can see why it would match those two. So that's pretty good. Let's see if we can trick it then. So go back to attributes, pick an effect. Lots of effects. Just go back to the main page. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, it's got this really big EDM library, so if you're into all that sort of EDM-y sounds, rises, drops, it's got some good ones there. Okay, so that's a pretty strange noise to try and match up with. Let's see what it can do. So this is it. So without sounding too similar, let's go down a little bit lower, because these are all same variations, different bar length. Yeah. Yeah, very clever. I'll pick up a more obvious sound now, like a keyboard. I'll tell you what, shuffle it. Not into that one. Sounds a bit like my front door bell. Let's pick up a sound match. So, Childhood Toy Celeste. Yep. So interesting stuff. Anyway, so that's the sound match. So let's find an interesting noise, interesting synth bass that's got a lot of movement. Okay. So what we can do using this lock is all the characteristics of that sound that I like, I can lock and keep them, and then import a different sound or apply those characteristics to a different sound which I particularly like, because basically that makes Omnisphere's sound palette endless. So assuming I like all of that noise, let me listen to it again. Some interesting modulation there, so we'll keep the modulation and pitch bend, and then what we'll do is we'll apply those to vintage Bassomatic. I'm a big fan of Bassomatic from 90s, and what that's done is carried over the pitch and modulation to that sound, which is all rather clever. So I'm going to clear that, choose a different noise, want something with more movement. Oh, by the way as well, if you own Trillion opens up in it as well. I've got Trillion, so you get a special VIP library. Tell you what, let's go for some crazy leads. Keyboards. Keyboards, where are they? Keyboards. Can't see them. Electronic Mayhem. Okay, a lot going on there. So I'm going to lock all of those things. Click on this VCS, Bubble in Love. And all of those sounds are modulated and affected by these. So let me play it again and then we'll see what it really sounds like. Let me clear them. Just change patches. So it's affected quite a lot. So even if you're not into the main sound generation, in these windows, you can make some quite interesting sounds. Just stealing parts that you're interested in here. So I've locked those and I'll apply it to Super Mario Circuit Breaker Bender, which is interesting. Clear all. Let's just go back to that patch again. So completely different. So some fantastic tools, and this is just the literal tip of the iceberg of Omnisphere. There's so much in there to do, searching by mood, type, groupings and categories. Then there's the original Atmosphere library, original Omnisphere library, an EDM specific, Trillion integration, and then some ILO ones which I've bought. It's a really powerful tool, can keep you going forever actually, and with the recent 2.1 update, absolutely fantastic, really snappy, works in Ableton, Pro Tools, Studio One, Cubase. It's really a fantastic tool. So, hope that helped.